Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Tonight we have a collection of stories from K's own Jeepman. These stories are posted in chronological order. The links that mention the certain incident are dead. If someone from Pennsylvania has any access to any news articles that mention it, please post it in the comments below.
What's Jeepman? A World War II reenactor who owns an amazing fucking vintage Jeep and mounted a bar on it. Long story short, he gets pulled over by a female cop coming back from the range. She arrests him, and then has his guns confiscated because a pistol-grip shotgun is a legal mod. He consults a lawyer. He goes to the station and the desk sergeant tells him the sheriff wants to have a word. Jeepman calls his lawyer, and sure enough, the sheriff's department and the female cop both have lawyers waiting at the meeting. Jeepman's lawyer dominates and he received a $100K settlement. The sheriff's department lost their insurance over this scandal, and got the cop fired. Since then he has had a few firearms giveaways on K, gone on vacation, and gotten a permit to purchase a 40mm grenade launcher. The sheriff's department tried to harass him by ticketing him repeatedly when he parks in the town, but Jeepman's lawyer called and threatened them with more legal assault.
Be driving home from work. Going to pick up girlfriend and go get some tasty steak. Exit the highway and see a car in the middle of an off-ramp with hazards on, trying to fumble with spare tire. Girlfriend gives the whole speech. If that was you, you would want someone to help. Fine, pull ahead of him, get out, ask if he needs help. Spanish guy in his 20s says he has a flat, and says his jack won't go up higher to put other tire back on. Go grab off-road jack off my hood. Jack his car up. Tell him to grab the spare. Notice there is no flat tire in place of spare and that all 5 tires are good. That's not good. Suddenly knife at throat, asking for wallet, keys and jewelry. Thinking, well, I'll be damned, I finally have something to hold above my girlfriend's head. Hey, remember that time you told me to help that guy and he tried to kill me? Guy didn't notice girlfriend. He starts walking me to my Jeep. Get to Jeep and it's empty. Think to self, girlfriend fucking saw what was happening and ran? You bitch. Suddenly no knife at throat. Turn around to see girlfriend with S&W bodyguard jammed in the guy's ear. Instead of me being able to use a vent against her, she uses it against me. Jeepman, remember when I saved your life? Such is the life living in Allentown and having a girlfriend who is a cop out in Wildwood. Well shit, K. I got banned from one of my favorite ranges due to stupidity, so Greentext range storytime or just any K related Greentext. I'm going to give a backstory which will follow to yesterday's story. Have friend who I go shooting with every now and then. Nice guy with some nice toys, has full auto set me and micro Uzi along with some other non-NFA guns. Every time I end up at the range with him, he invites these 2 guys. The 2 guys are the worst people to go to the range with. Imagine some of the unsafe people and times it by 1,000. They have done everything and anything in the unsafest manner possible. Firing downrange on all clear towards targets people are walking to. Pointing loaded guns at people while grasping the trigger. Running down a hot range. Cleaning a gun with it loaded. Waving a loaded gun around saying it isn't loaded, but there's one in the chamber. Muzzle sweeping like all hell. I refuse to be around them when a firearm is involved, don't even care if it's a Daisy BB gun. Mentioned to friend and to the 2 dumb fucks about their safety. Refuse to listen. Avoid them at all costs. Then this happened yesterday. Friend invites me to this NFA shoot, sale, since he helped me get a trust set up. Figure why the fuck not, maybe get some new toys. Show up, browse some guns and shoot a few cool ones. Got to fire a police officer's RPD and MP5 SD. Enjoying the day and talking to a shop owner with some cheap Macs and Uzis. Lets me fire both while my want builds up inside. .380 Mac in full fun with a $2,750 price tag. Friend walks up with Dumb and Dumber. Dumber is holding a Thompson submachine gun. Mag in it, so I assume it's loaded since these REIT lack gun safety. All of a sudden, like a from one of those videos, Dumber pulls the bolt back multiple times, letting rounds eject out. Aims gun at other side of range and dumps the fucker. Dat feel when it's a all original full auto Thompson. Dat feel when Dumber loads another mag and starts muzzle sweeping. Gun aimed at me. I push it away from me and down range while cursing at Dumber for being dumb. As I pushed it away, Dumber pulls on the trigger, causing the gun to go off. Most go down range or into the dirt backdrop. 2 rounds end up ricocheting back and hit someone's car. Some man comes up to me yelling and screaming, saying I slapped the gun while he was shooting down range. Shop guy the first was talking to defends me and explains. Enraged man doesn't listen, keeps yelling at me, says I am now banned from range, rips my pass off my neck and gets me escorted to my Jeep. Turns out he was the owner of the range and related to Dumber. So now I lack a decent range to go to. I did manage to get a business card from the guy with the Macs and Uzis. It isn't as bad as the others, but still is full of nope. Pick up 2K Amandos for the trip. Nuggets talk everywhere. Both had some pretty nice guns. One brought a Vector MP5 pistol, other had a FS 2000 Fish. We mocked him the whole trip with normal K banter. I took my underfolder AK. We met up with everyone else, grabbed the gear and headed out. First 3 days go by somewhat normal. Halfway to the last location I had the cult mapped at. We get blizzard snow conditions. Forced to set up camp and hold out for a little. Tents set up, get fire started thanks to cheap booze. We sit back and freeze by the fire shooting the shit and cooking beans. Terrible idea. Snow keeps coming, 2.5 days of snow. Get on the move finally, slow but steady progress. Get on trail of cult. K. Amandos don't believe us. Find deer with limbs cut off, it's still somewhat alive. K. UNT throws up all over this live limbless deer. He puked on it 3 times before running off. Put it down so it stops suffering. Keep moving but veer off in the other direction since it's getting late and we need to set up camp. Nightfall comes and once again we are sitting by the fire drinking and having fun. My brother goes to piss and comes back scared shitless. Says there were 2 pairs of eyes watching him. It's a wild animal or else you wouldn't be able to see eyes. We all walk over with loaded guns and lights to check it out. Fucking mountain lion, fire warning shot, chase it off. Turn back to camp only to see our fire get put out. Here we go. GIF. Run over lights aimed at camp. Water, snow put on fire, only tent sliced open. Thank God for duct tape. K. UNT who threw up on deer is going pussy on us even though he has that fish for protection. Other commando mag dumps to scare whoever it was off. Take turns keeping watch. Get on the move again, halfway to the next camp. Make a detour. Come across slabs of marble in the middle of nowhere, huge amounts of dried up blood everywhere. Fresh blood stained snow. Moving to next camp when it starts snowing again. All of a sudden we missing a commando. Guy with an MP5 was secretly drinking during the day. He ended up getting turned around, slipped down a hill and broke his leg on a tree. We had to stop the trip, but it was pretty damn fun being out in the woods shooting and getting drunk with some KUNTS.
Reporting in from glorious Slavland. One thing more. Now I find out that I mixed up Hiker's disappearance and Jeepman's OC. It is the very same thing. He even linked local media coverage, but it's not accessible anymore.
Me, bro and close friend go on 3-week hikes and camping trips in glorious Paw Mountains. Have trip, trails planned out and all the gear packed. Always bring guns, I take AK pistol and Glock 22. Bro has nugget and .357. Friend has set me .308 in 1911. Get to first marked camp for the night, arrive late. Setting up camp in dark moonlight very creepy. See large bonfire off in distance. Ignore it, since we're not that far from another trail. Camp set up and ready to make a fire. Hear loud groaning followed by animal screeches. Coming from area of large fire. Goes from screeches to bloody screams. That doesn't sound good. Bro says we should go see in case it was a animal attack. Creep up with rifles. Get about 150 yards away from large fire and see a group of about 40 plus people. All circled around a bunch of deer tied up. Everyone is in a dark red cloak. Some are drinking blood from the deer, others are stabbing them. Hear chanting. We all look at each other, it's a fucking satanic cult. Quickly and quietly go back to our camp and tear the fucker down. Move camp as far as we could go to where the bonfire is a speck off in the distance. Sleep in a large leafy tree, taking shifts sleeping. Morning comes, last night fucking sucked. Didn't get to cook last night and we didn't plan on cooking once we were up. We all agree to quietly go check out their camp, make sure it's safe to continue our trip. Leave gear tied up in tree. Get back to our old campsite and slowly approach the cult site. Fucking blood everywhere. Several deer bodies hog-tied and fucking ripped to shreds. Pentagrams everywhere, around each deer body and on every tree circling around their camp. Mark down site to report. Hear footsteps off in the distance. See one man about 80 feet away in one of the cloaks from last night. Starts chanting some satanic shit. Pulls a bottle from his cloak and starts throwing what appears to be blood. We all start running. Hear him shouting, "We will find you." Get back to camp, grab our shit and run to one of the main highly traveled trails just to avoid shit. Get to main trail, had to bag our rifles. Normally this trail is lit up on a Friday afternoon, there should be people everywhere. Not a fucking soul to be found. Something is not right. Travel on main trail trying to get to our next checkpoint where a ranger post is. Halfway there. You smell that? Smell of burning skin, fur, hair. See dark smoke off the trail a little. Well, this is fucking great. More cult shit, more blood everywhere. Dead bear half on fire burning away. See a few cultists trailing behind us. Brother is getting skittish, takes nugget out of bag and fires 3 rounds in their direction. They run off. We get about 3/4 of the way to the ranger post. Hear screaming. Sounds like a person. Fuck, I am done with this shit. AK comes out. Glock gets loaded with 22 round mag and plus ammo. Hear lady screaming and calling for help. Find her, she is tied to a fucking tree, she's all bloody and bruised. Untie her, say come with us, ranger post isn't far. See ranger post, thank God. Truck is outside, means someone is there. Start yelling, we need some help. 2 rangers come running out with guns drawn. WTF faces on all of us. They see the girl and ask what happened. Explain the whole cult thing. Rangers say they know but aren't able to locate them, have teams out looking. They say all the trails got closed down due to 5 hikers gone missing. Girl is one of the hikers. Give rangers the location of the camps we saw and say cult was following us. Rangers say we have to spend the night due to cult cutting down trees on the driving path. Fucking great. Nighttime comes and rangers get a fire going outside. 1 in the morning, get a call over their radio that one of the ranger teams has found their site. 3 rangers come back to the post. Hear them talking. They found one of the missing hikers dead, missing his hands with cut marks everywhere. We ended up getting flown to a station in one of the towns the next day. Asked a shit ton of questions by police. Guns got taken away for 7 days due to not being allowed on the trails. Try to avoid that trail area from now on. Alright, commandos have been gone too damn long. So I request a nope and in the woods story time. I shall start with some Jeepman tales. With girlfriend exploring. She loves the haunted crap, I love the splurring. Pennsylvania has dat haunted history. On something called the Devil's Road, has one lone house on this road. If you look at the trees they bend away from the house almost at a 90-degree angle. The house is a old Victorian mansion, the windows have upside-down crosses on them. House has a bunch of stories to it, was owned and lived in by a family in the 60s that were batshit crazy cultists who inbreed that sacrificed their incest babies. In the early 80s the family was under investigation for murder of one of their kids. They found the body buried under a tree at the main point of the road. When the body was dug up, roots of the tree were exposed. If you look at the base of the tree, the roots form a demonic-looking skull. True story, Google it. Now the house is said to be owned by devil worshippers. This now brings us to the point of this green text. Girlfriend wants to see house. I'm not one to disappoint. Driving down Cross Road, and approach the street. It's midday and still pretty bright out, we head down the road. House is said to be 2 miles down the road. Weird bendy trees disappear. See house in distance. Suddenly real dark and cloudy like a storm's a-brewing. Out of nowhere 2 black SUVs cut us off. About 7 men get out, guns in hand. All the Defcones in the world kick in. I throw the Jeep in reverse and slap 4WD on in the split of a second, and we are doing 40 miles per hour in reverse down a curvy 1-lane road. Small clearing opens up and I'm able to turn around. Look in rear view only to see 3 SUVs and a pickup all black with limo tint even on the front windshield. End up getting off road and hitting main highway, SU versus still behind. Suddenly boxed in by them. Rear SUV starts ramming my back bumper. Girlfriend is screaming, clutching the oh shit bar with one hand and her PX4 in the other, ready to start shooting. Rear SUV stops and backs off while my girlfriend is waving her gun around. SUV on my side starts hitting me, trying to pit me. It works. We are now in a ditch and they are gone. Jeep is damn near totaled now. Back frame is cracked along with my rear bumper, gas tank crossmember and my axle. I lost a wheel too. The part that made it worse was when the cop showed up, he kept ignoring what I was saying and said I probably wasn't paying attention and crashed. Tow truck also wouldn't come get us. We had to get a cab back to Whitehall. Had a friend with a Dodge Ram and a 11,000-pound winch pull me out of the ditch. I got my spare axle on now, but the frame is trashed. I've also got another one that was yet to be told. I know, K wants to hear. Both my brothers are back from Chair Force. They both joined a force while I went into private security. Showing off my Jeep to bros and wanna give em a scare too. Take em to Constitution Drive in Allentown. 2 a.m. slowly pull up to Constitution Drive. Have a plan to scare em good. Halfway down the road we reach a gate, make em get out and open it for me. They get out and start walking to the gate and I turn the Jeep off along with the lights, pretending something went wrong. Both run back to Jeep flipping out. My plan has worked. Turn Jeep back on to continue our trip. Flip my lights on and one bro points out a set of eyes glowing off just out of reach of my lights. See 4 pairs of glowing eyes, each a different height. It isn't a bright green reflection like a normal animal though. Start Jeep oh shitin' a little bit, but also curious. On Constitution Drive it's 1 lane on a dirt, stone road with a 10-feet cliff, hill on one side and a cliff with a 30-feet drop to a river, and the road is very narrow in most spots. So it's damn near impossible for something to disappear unless it jumped off the cliff into the river. Roll up to where the eyes were, there is nothing. Start hearing branches snapping from the cliffside. Not the riverside. Turn my spotlight there to see what looks like what I can only describe as a panther, only much longer and lower to the ground. We slow down to 10 miles per hour and it creeps from the edge of the cliff then out of view over and over again. It seems to absorb the light. With 2 of my 100-watt spotlights hitting it, it should be lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. The surrounding area is lit the fuck up, but we still can't see it. We flippin' shit and haul ass doing 50 miles per hour down the road and this thing is keeping up with us. See eyes again off in the distance as we are hauling towards them. Can't seem to get close to them. Bro in back stands up and starts firing shots off at the thing on the cliff. Bro in front is the same. Eyes are now about 20 feet from us and not moving. I stop and we all start shooting at them and after 6 mags there is nothing. Pull up to where the shots were hitting. Lights shine on something wet looking on the ground. Bro in front gets out and gets some. Comes back to Jeep with his hand coated in it. Wasn't a blood-looking type of liquid, was more like a wet putty, slime and reacted like cornstarch and water and was a very dark purple. We got the fuck out of there in the other direction and don't really talk about it much. Now these are my type of threads. Never had anything happen while I was serving, but I've had my fair share of shit. Be on off-road camping trip. Jeeps and that one Ford that always has problems. Spend day hunting while everyone else helps fix shit. Ford. Bag a deer, gets thrown in Ford since it's the only pickup. Nighttime comes and we notice one of us trailing very slow behind. Not answering on CB, suddenly no more lights from him. All stop, grab lights to see WTF happened. No truck, no signs of him anywhere. Shouting, yelling and still dead silence. No motor noise, just dead silence. Camped there till morning. Find truck and guy, drove off the path and hit a ditch. Bed of truck is nothing but blood and half of deer. Very clean cut even through bone. Leave Ford since it's stuck in a huge ditch. Continue trip, everyone trying to ignore the whole deer thing. 40 miles towards our campsite, suddenly lead stops. Hear on CB from lead something about a deer staring him down. We all walk up, see other half of our deer. It's just lying in the path with its head just staring at us. No ped so fucking hard. We haul ass, no slow going, enjoying trail. Beating the piss out of every vehicle, speeding up a old riverbed. Get to campsite and just spend all night WTFing. Plan to head out at dawn and just get out as soon as possible. Whole day driving back, come to spot where deer was, completely fucking gone. Don't stop and just keep going. Get to where truck fell in ditch, no truck. Go back to closest town and just nope. We stay at buddy's house still noping. Knock on door, local police found his truck on fire. Have no fucking idea what the fuck happened and I will never again go anywhere near that trail whenever I am in Florida. I've been on that trail 20 plus times and never had a problem every time I go down to visit him. Let me clear some shit up. Sorry, I've been drinking. We didn't leave him there, we picked him up when we found him. He claimed he was dozing off and slipped off into the ditch. That's all he remembers. As far as why he didn't answer us, he thinks he passed out hitting the ditch. The police found his truck on fire on the trail, not in the ditch it was left in. Also, sorry for the slow replies for those of you who didn't see when I had a thread. I've gone almost completely off the grid. I acquired a little over 1,000 acres of land by luck of the draw. Bought a house with 600 acres and had it surveyed to find out it was a lot more. Spent around $100,000 building 5 self-running mini houses hidden on the property and stocking them fully. My internet is being run by 6 different mobile phones with hotspots. I haven't been staying at my actual home on the property due to my security system picking up people trespassing. So normally I only post when I stop at one of the houses. I haven't been around for a while, so I'll tell some new ones, but I was the creepy one. Non-Greentext part. So I recently sold off some land rights to AT&T for towers. $6,500 a month for a tower, dat money. So there is construction crew chopping down some trees to make a dirt road to said tower location. It's not that bad, get to keep all trees for firewood and don't have to lift a finger. I started to notice the crews they had there were dumping shit and throwing trash everywhere. Spoke to their supervisor only to have him make it worse. Getting real tired of their shit. Start plotting. Got a deer hanging in the garage draining. Make their work trucks look like a horror movie murder spree went down. Blood trails everywhere. Bloodly handprints on truck doors like someone was trying to get in them. Took a sack of rocks and dragged them away from the trucks to look like someone was dragged through the dirt. Left all the unwanted deer parts in a bloodily mess about 100 feet from trucks. Get called by supervisor to come over. See my made-up crime scene and throw up everywhere. Supervisor thinks a animal attacked and killed someone. Tell them there isn't a animal big enough around here to do anything except Skinwalker. Explain I've been hunting it and could hear it screaming at night. Supervisor wants to call cops. Say cops are in on it and will just say it's nothing. Sheriff is a neighbor, he could use a good laugh. He shows up and I explain everything. Starts telling them it's nothing to worry about and probably just nothing. They panic and all want to leave. It's been almost 3 weeks and they haven't been back, trucks are still here all messy. Tower contractor called and said a new crew will be here Monday. I've got another one I'll do to keep it going. So if you didn't know, I've purchased a large amount of land on a lucky accident when I bought my new house. Came with 800 acres but turned out it was about 1,300 plus and was just mapped wrong. I've built a few shanty-style cabins spread out on the whole property. All with wireless camera systems and solar roofs. Be sitting by fireplace smoking a cigar waiting for Jeepwoman to get home from work. 1 a.m. on a crisp night, real heavy fog out due to rain. TV switches over to camera feed, motion sensor was tripped in cabin 3. Some hipster camper teens trespassing. Shit got real.jpg. Have a fake wolf throw over from Halloween. It's like a Snuggie with a wolf head as the hood eyes light up red too. Wake up both dogs and get in RZR and head out to cabin wearing wolf Snuggie. Get closest to cabin and ditch RZR, walk rest for best scare factor. Creepy fog does its job, no one sees me. Bout 15 feet away, Snuggie eyes glowing red. Throw the biggest handful of rocks at a window. They all stop and look out window. The 3 girls there look out freaking, pointing and screaming. I'm hunched down with my dogs, can hear them saying, "Oh my god, look at the sets of eyes, what are they?" Everyone shitting in my damn cabin, all staring at me and the dogs. I slowly get up, they shit even more seeing this, red eyes stand up instead of being down with my dogs. Give dogs howl command and these teens shit even more. I found out later most of them actually shit pants. Panic and dying set in as they scream for help, yelling what is out there. Walk up to door and start scraping it with a rock while dogs growl. I can hear someone pissing in fear as I try the doorknob. Suddenly headlights coming. Shit. Go hide. It's Jeepwoman. Teens whip open door and go running to Jeepwoman's Jeep. Can smell the stench of shit when the door opens. Jeepwoman listens to the teens, pleads for help. I can see her grab her rifle from trunk. She calls me. Dead quiet. Phone starts ringing. Hotel California. You can't check out any time but you can never leave. Wife starts calling my name thinking something's wrong. Fuck it, jokes over. GIF. Walk out in wolf Snuggie with dogs. Kids shit some more till I take off Snuggie. Ask them what they learned and if they will ignore the no trespassing signs ever again. Wife punches me and yells. Anyway, keeping it on topic, here's a childhood WTF. Be at campground with bro. We are both about 14. Campground has a trail that leads to a old coal quarry bout 7 miles there. Usual hike with bro and some older kids, spend the weekend out there away from parents. Coolest dad ever, bought us both 10-20 seconds s. We cool kids and only ones with guns. Normally get a squirrel or rabbit while walking on trail. Bro gets 3 rabbits and I get 1. Nightfall comes and like every night in the woods it gets creepy. Still hiking cuss dat moonlight. Can hear Jimmy's behind is. Come up to quarry, start setting up tents while oldest kid made a fire. Maybe about midnight, one of the younger kids was freaking out something about someone watching him. We nope at him and call him a baby. He keeps freaking out ready to cry and all. 10 minutes goes by and no one can find him. See a trail through brush and can hear something running down it. Bro and other kid run down it while I stay at campsite with rest of us. Hear gunshots .22 LR crack. Everybody runs down path. Find bro and other guy. Bro shot at a wolf, but no wolves in area. Can't find missing kid or anything, decide to hike home to tell everyone. Sprinting down trail with everyone. Bro says he's got a being watched feeling. Run faster and faster, we all start hearing shit. Make it back at the crack of dawn. Tell parents what happened. Dad takes us to missing kid's campsite to tell his parents. Kid opens up trailer door. Dad talks to kid's parents, say he got back around 2 a.m. Tell rest of group what we heard. Everyone has a what face. This happened during the end of deer season. I got a phone call from one of my hunting buddies asking to go with him because other people bailed. Hey Jeepman, I found this new spot close to a old quarry, heard it's one of the best spots. Try to convince him to just come hunt on my land, to no avail. Pack my gear and my new Savage 7mm, bring German Shepherd deed. I had more of intention of exploring old mining quarry than I did hunting. I can just do it on my own land and use the razor to haul it back. Get picked up by CJ and pass out here and there on this drive. Wake up and gear up, discuss what direction we are headed and plan where to meet. Plot safety spot on GPS if something goes wrong. Walk in a V shape so we split a little, get about a mile or so apart. Hear CJ on radio nervous singing, the kind you do to break awkward silence. Ask what's up because he isn't a new hunter and we've been doing this shit since we're 16. Starts telling me when he scouted the area and quarry before there was just a uneasy feeling like a sickness in his gut. Ignore it cuss, he says he's fine and continue hiking on. Pick up a few other hunters here and there on the radio asking around if anyone has got anything or even seen signs of deer or wildlife. Quick insta no for every response I picked up. I arrived to the quarry first, its entrance is valley shaped and would be a death trap to anyone who walked up on it wrong. The quarry is hilled in from all sides except main hill going down into it. If you came from the side and walked up the hill too fast you would have a nice 150 to 400 feet drop off. Radio to CJ to see where he is and WTF is taking so long, says he's about 15 minutes away. Decide to climb up the surrounding hills to get a nice view of the quarry. Deed is talking to me and giving me that you haven't fed me yet asshole look. Sit down and break out some jerky for me and the dog. I do a female dog voice and say it's about time you fuck her. I tend to talk to my dog and talk for her. I know I'm crazy. The sun is setting and sitting at the highest point overlooking everything. I get a breathtaking view. A breeze blows by us and Deed's ears perk up and she gets low. She's alert and I'm alert. I get down and notice a optics glare. Radio to CJ to see if it's him, says he's coming up behind me now. Scan radio channels asking who's aiming at me with just a static click like someone's holding the button in but not talking. CJ crawls up to me and sights in this guy, then just gives me a panic look. Bring up my rifle and look. Older guy, maybe mid-40s, both eyes open, hunched over his rifle on the ground with blood on his forehead. Me and CJ split up to circle around and get a drop on him. I see CJ making a mad dash running towards where the guy is. I send Deed to run to him too. I bring my rifle up and there is no one there. We both get up to where this old guy was laying, and there is a broken rifle and a ton of .270 brass and some blood on a tree with a large portion of the tree snapped off. The rifle's barrel looks like a old bent-up car antenna, and the polystock is shattered like a old lawn chair on a frozen night. CJ gets some of the blood in a water bottle and I grab most of the rifle. Deed starts to whine and panic, then pisses herself in fear. I've watched her chase of bears and wolves, and this isn't like her. We nope the fuck back to the truck in the dark using just GPS and small lights. Had to lease up Deed cuss she wouldn't move, basically had to drag her 13 miles. Go to State Gameland's office to speak with the warden about everything, takes blood and rifle. Get a call to come back down and look at pictures. Warden tells us blood sample was from a panther in Pennsylvania. Shows us a picture of the owner of the rifle and it's the guy we saw. Warden says he's fine and just got done talking to him. I won't be going back to that area and will definitely stick to hunting on my own land. Me and wife are going through a nasty divorce. Her lawyer is fighting to either take my property, land, or half of my guns, half of their value. Most of my stuff was given to me by my grandfather before he passed away. Mostly NFA items and war relics. Not really in a good place right now. Could I get a Greentext, recent purchase, or just anything, related to take my mind of this bullshit? Recent purchase for me: police trade in SIG P250. Department sold M off in the 9mm switch instead of buying the 9mm kits. NFA items aren't easily sold or I would. I don't mind losing new guns, it's just the stuff that was given to me I don't want to part with. Full fun original Colt M16 new in box MP40 Thompson Brenz Browning 1919 M79 40mm and other toys. Not to mention a basement of almost every type of parts kits and everything else gun related he gave me. Can't get a lower estimate either, as they are going off of what the NRA valued them for insurance. So it's lose my house, lose my guns, or pay up $125,000. It's a log cabin style house, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, fully furnished basement, a study, private office, 3-car garage, and about 2 square miles of land that border state game lands. The gun collection took about 3 months and 1 day to get, as my grandfather gave me everything when he passed away. I was the only other person listed on the trust. So the 1 day was when he died, the 3 months was the legal process my family brought against me, claiming they were owed something. I thankfully won, got the guns, his property, and his life insurance. No, I sold his house and land off. It was a run-of-the-mill crap shack with a few acres. Used the money and life insurance money to buy said house I have now. Really would rather pay out, as the land has cell towers on it I get paid for. But $125,000 plus her legal fees and mine, I'm gonna say in the $200,000 plus range. I've got $75,000 saved up plus my 401k, which would probably total around $150,000, so I'm fucked either way still. At least she didn't want the dogs, just her stupid fucking cat.
Shoot your wife in Minecraft. It'll probably run you 50 cents.
I wish I could. I've been wishing some lightning would strike her parents' house while she is fucking sleeping there. Not only do I have to tolerate her, I still have to work with her since we work for the same department. Hoping I can transfer somewhere else.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel, as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.